Hello and thank you so much for joining us on CBS 8 Plus. I'm Heather Myers. Here at CBS 8, we are working for you, getting to the bottom of problems you've asked about, and we are looking for solutions. We start in Oceanside. People living there say that there's a safety issue at the Oceanside Pier. Now a local man is taking his concerns to the Oceanside City Council. He says skateboarders are putting people in danger. CBS 8 Shannon Handy is working for you and shows us why he's calling for change.
This ramp underneath the Oceanside Pier is pretty steep. Visitors use it to access the beach, but so do skateboarders. Locals I spoke with say that's led to some serious injuries.
I couldn't move. I couldn't get down from the sidewalks. I couldn't do nothing.
Johnny Alcaraz is still recovering after he was hit by a skateboard last September while working as a security guard underneath the Oceanside Pier.
It was at 4 in the morning when I got hit. I was walking around here watching people's stuff here when I got hit. The
skateboarder came speeding down this ramp. Alcaraz told me about his injuries, including a broken hip, arm, and finger. He now has a metal rod in his leg and walks with a slight limp.
I can't do what I used to do.
His story isn't unique. That's according to Robert Courting, who visits the pier every weekend.
Skateboarders, they skate this skateboard ramp as if it's like a skateboard park.
Courting has seen skateboarders collide with pedestrians and vendors. He himself has been hit by skateboards that have fallen on their own after the person on them lost control. During our interview, a skateboarder came down the ramp, causing him to duck, fearing he could get hit again. There are several signs posted saying no skateboards allowed, but as I witnessed, they're sometimes ignored. Not only that, but Courting says police don't do anything either. He fears if something isn't done, there will be more injuries or even worse.
The danger is there. And again, my main concern is just for the safety of the public.
That's why tonight he's presenting his concerns at the Oceanside City Council meeting. He made this pamphlet showing pictures of skateboarders and people getting hurt to prove his point. His hope is that they install speed bump strips or tactile paving similar to what you see outside a grocery store.
That would solve the problem because skateboarders cannot skate on those boards like that. I know that eventually they want to retrofit this bridge going into the pier, you know, as well as redoing the ramp, but that's down the road. I mean, this is something that's happening now.
I reached out to Oceanside Police. A spokesperson says they do patrol the area frequently and enforce the no skateboard rule when they see it. Working for you, I'm Shannon Handy for CBS 8.
Shannon, thank you. Meanwhile, a debate is brewing on Diamond Street in Pacific Beach over new traffic calming measures that are set to be installed by the city. However, not everyone in the neighborhood likes it. Some people that we spoke to say they are meeting with their city council member to try and put a stop to it. CBS 8's Brian White is working for you in Pacific Beach, where people have mixed feelings on the coming additions.
Diamond's being singled out. We have no idea why. The residents have not been asked. We do not need it. We do not want it.
Some people living around here are not happy about the city's latest attempt to slow traffic on this street.
We didn't know anything was coming. We weren't warned. We weren't asked. We weren't told about this at all.
While others around here are eager to try anything that might make the street safer.
As a resident, that doesn't bother me. I'm willing to make some adjustments in favor of public health and safety.
The new bollards would prevent cars from using Diamond Street as an east-west cut-through, making them turn right to get off Diamond, while bicyclists and skateboarders could still pass through.
I don't let my kids out in the front yard to play because of the speed with which people go down this street and the lack of attention they pay to any of the stop signs. If that can be improved, this becomes a safer spot for any of the children living on this street.
During the pandemic, the city turned Diamond into a slow street, closing it down to through traffic, making more space for walking, biking, and other ways of getting around. The street was opened up again to cars this past January, but soon the city will be installing these bollards at two of Diamond's busiest intersections, at Faneuil and at Cass Street.
Now the proposal to have the bollards only at a couple intersections, to me, represents a compromise.
Catherine Sweet lives on Diamond and she welcomes this idea.
I walk my kid to school every day and I see kids riding their bikes to and from school, and the bollards will just cut down the opportunities for interactions between people without a metal cage around them and people in cars.
Some people who live one street over say that taking traffic off of Diamond will just push it over to their street.
The traffic's got to go somewhere, so if you take it off of one street, it's going to go on the adjacent street, and frankly, we just weren't designed for that.
Well, the city was supposed to start installation earlier this week. However, plans were put on hold while city leaders look into concerns that were brought up by people opposed to the plans. More information is expected in the next week. Snapdragon Stadium has quickly lived up to its promise as a venue to draw new shows and concerts. However, festivals held outside of Snapdragon Stadium are not music to the ears of people living across the street. Earlier this month, a 3-day music festival rocked the grassy area next to the new stadium. And now some neighbors are concerned these will become regular events. CBS 8's Steve Price is working for you and looked into San Diego State's plans moving forward.
Windows closed, doors shut, but the pounding bass still shook the walls in Ron Call's apartment.
It definitely felt like I was at the concert venue myself. It was that loud that I felt like I was in the concert venue.
Ron lives in the Monta Vista apartment complex above Snapdragon Stadium. He's cool with concerts and events inside the stadium where the noise funnels up. His problem is the festivals being held outside the stadium on the grass known as Thrive Park.
I have a cat, and the cat was disturbed a little bit, but I can just imagine what it would be like for someone who had dogs or someone who had special needs. People who needed to get rest for whatever reason, or even elderly or had medical conditions.
The Reset San Diego Festival was held here June 2nd through the 4th. Bands blasting away until 11 Friday and Saturday nights, 10 on Sunday. And Ron wasn't the only neighbor who sent us video to show how loud it got. Working for you, we reached out to San Diego State and received a statement from OVG 360. That's the company hired to manage events at Snapdragon Stadium and Thrive Park. It read, the June 2 through 4 event abided by all noise regulations and protocols, which is also in line with the environmental impact report. The June 2 and 3 events ended by 11 p.m. and the Sunday, June 4 event ended by 10 p.m. We spoke with several neighbors and all of them heard the concert, but the ones with apartments not facing the field say they really didn't have a problem with it.
It was loud, but it wasn't to where, it was droning the TV out or a conversation that you were having in the house.
The management company said there will be more events here in the future. Ron just hopes organizers will consider turning speakers away from their homes.
San Diego County is heating up and drying out ahead of the 4th of July. After our historic rainy season, that means a lot of thick, dry brush is out there. With an Independence Day fireworks show coming to Lake Murray, people are wondering if it's safe to do so. CBS 8's Anna Laurel is working for you, learning about potential fire threats and what's being done to improve safety.
If they're going to shoot fireworks from over in that area, I would say that it would concern me.
Jeff Grover used to do brush abatement for the Fire Safe Council and Forest Service in Alpine.
They would identify areas and we would go in with a big masticator and clear it all out.
Today, he brought his grandson Jake to ride bikes at Lake Murray.
I just went zooming.
We asked Jeff what he thought of the area where authorities shoot fireworks July 4th.
I would think with all the brush that they have out here, they have a high probability of starting a fire out here.
Viewers reached out to us to find when crews might come clean the brush before the fireworks show.
I think they're gonna mow, I hope. If they're gonna do fireworks, I hope they mow.
I hope that someone's consulting somebody so that we stay safe.
And they are. I reached out to the organizer of the Lake Murray Music Fest and Fireworks. She tells me they work closely with park rangers to make sure the brush area is taken care of ahead of time. Then the City of San Diego Fire Department inspects that area where fireworks launch. The fireworks company checks it too. The event is almost 100% community funded and led by volunteers. They're still accepting donations for fireworks on their website, and they're just shy of their goal. They say they have a lot of eyes on the ground to make sure everyone is safe.
I think we have to be careful and take precautions, but I think it's part of what makes this community great, and I think a lot of families are looking forward to it.
The City of San Diego manages Lake Murray. Because of the Juneteenth holiday, all government offices are closed, so we couldn't find out exactly when the brushwork will be done. But now people enjoying the show can feel more confident knowing the prep work done before big flashes of fire scream through the sky.
If their house was up there and there was a fire, they would be the ones screaming, "Why didn't you clear that brush?"
Remember, we are working for you. If there was something that you would like us to look into, just email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.